Welcome to another class, children. Today we will be starting with chapter number 8, chapter Industrialization. So children, we are going to cover only those important topics that have been re-revised by the council, okay, and we will not be doing the topics that are not included and not mentioned in the revised syllabus. Alright, so if any topic, topic which is not covered in any of the videos of mine, do not worry. The topics that I will be covering are the topics that are important, keeping the council's syllabus in mind. Alright, so in industrialization also we have many topics that have been excluded by the council, correct? And there are like only 2 and 3 topics in this whole chapter that we will be covering. So the first topic is industrialization, and we are just going to do with the meaning of industrialization. So what is industrialization basically, children? Now industrialization, it is a process of modernization. If I speak about industrialization, then I can say that it can be the process of modernization. Modernization means modern techniques of industries or production process, correct? Second, if I talk about, it means conversion of cottage, small, medium scale industries into large industries. Means conversion of the small scale industries or the cottage industries or the medium scale industries into big and large industries. Correct. So what this industrialization basically does is this, that it brings about a change in the era. It brings about a change in the century, in the working process, in the production process, in the selling and distribution process. Correct. So industrialization means process of modernization. Why? Because it brings up a modernization in the era. It brings new changes. It brings changes which are good for the people or for the economy as a whole. Also, we have traditional techniques of production process. So this industrialization, what it does is that this industrialization, it eliminates the traditional process of production or distribution, and it brings a new, it actually introduces a new technique or new production process in the economy, which will be beneficial for both economy and the people living in that economy as a whole. Now children, the second topic that we will be doing is adverse impact of industrialization, or if we say it is negative impact of industrialization. Now anything which is good for us is bad for the environment as well, correct? Anything which we use in maximum, it leads to a bad and negative or adverse effect on the environment and also on the economy, correct? So as far as industrialization is good for us, but rapid industrialization and industrialization out of the box, or if I say that industrialization out of the limit, when it goes, it is bad for the economy and it is bad for the environment. So we have adverse impact of industrialization on the economy. First is decline of cottage industries. Now cottage industries, in the previous video I have explained that cottage industries are those industries which are operating operations or which are operating the production process on a very small basis, correct? It does what? It gives employment to the people, those who are living in that area, correct? It creates an earning opportunity for them, correct? It creates an opportunity to use the resources that are found in abundance but are not being utilized properly. So this, the cottage industries, this is a main function if I talk about the cottage industries. But what happens when the cottage industries is being converted into large industries or big industries, it declines the number of cottage industries. And when the number of cottage industries will decline, it will again create a problem of unemployment in that area. Resources will be left unused. Correct? Second, migration. You know the meaning of migration means migrating or shifting of people from one place to the other place, from one city to the other city, and so on. Correct? Now, when industrialization will happen, people from small areas, people from rural areas will shift from those areas to the cities or to the areas where industries are being set up. Why? In order to get employment. Correct? And when migration will happen, what will occur? The situation or the problem of overpopulation in the areas will occur. Why? Because the villages will be underpopulated and the cities and the towns will be overpopulated. Why? Because all the people from those villages are traveling all to the city for gaining or for achieving employment opportunities. Third point is depletion of resources. Now the resources, you know that natural resources are very limited in number, and if we keep on using them, it will exhaust one day and we will left with no resources. Correct? Because it takes thousands and crores of years to take rebirth. So depletion of resources happens, or this problem occurs due to industrialization. Why? Because the large big industries, they are using these resources without taking the next generation into consideration. They are using these resources without keeping a check on the availability of those resources and on the reproduction or on the rebirth of those resources. So what will happen? The unstoppable production or the unchecked use of these resources will exhaust all them one day. Fourth is deforestation. For industries, nowadays people are selling their agricultural land to the people, those who want to build industries. Correct? So the fertile land or the agricultural land, they are being used for building or putting up the industries on those areas. The forests are being shed off, the forests are being cut down. Why? To build industries, to build factories. And what is happening? This is creating a problem of deforestation. Why? Because you are shedding off the forest, you are cutting down the trees so that you can sell that area to the people, those who actually want to set up an industry over there. So this is happening all over the world now. This is happening all over the country itself, and we need to keep a check on this. And the last one is population. Because all these factors, it gives birth to population, and mainly deforestation. Because we are only doing deforestation, we are not practicing afforestation. Correct? And all these factors, decline of cottage industries, migration, depletion of resources, deforestation, it ultimately leads to pollution. And it is pollution, it is giving birth to all kinds of pollution, to air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution. All kinds of pollutions are a result of all these factors. Why? Because when there will be decline of the cottage industries, people will migrate. When people will migrate from the small areas to the big areas, there will be depletion of the resources, because they will be using those resources which are limited in that area. Deforestation, their demands will increase. Their demands for food, shelter, all these things will increase. And for this, what will happen? People will start cutting down trees. because you need to put new industry in the economy, and for that what will happen? Deforestation, and deforestation will ultimately give birth to pollution. Correct? So children, these were the two topics that we have covered in this session. First was the meaning of industrialization, and second is the adverse or negative impact of industrialization on the economy. This topic is very important. Correct? I want you to go through this, and in my book it is page number 2, it is page number 1, 2, 3. Correct? So no need to panic that this is not the page number that we have in our book, because earlier also I told you that I have this edition book, and if you have new edition book, so you follow that book according to that serial number. Correct? I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.